Today on Super Pants Gaming, we're heading into Wellingborough for a quick charity shop hunt before the channel's second £10 CEX challenge. What bargains can I find in the wild, and do I grab some absolute bangers or blow my wad on a load of shovelware? Stay tuned to find out. So here we are in the first charity shop, and I almost missed the first game of the day. Will it be a pickup? Not at that price. Now, I'm seeing that quite a lot in charity shops recently. That might be worth £15 to someone, but not me, to be honest. And then in the next charity shop, all we've got is a little row of DS games. Nothing there that I really want. So here we are at Wellingborough CEX, hoping to complete the £10 game challenge. And straight away, I'm over to the Xbox 360 shelves. As you may or may not know, I'm currently running a little thing called Mission 360, where I'm hoping to collect a highly curated set of amazing Xbox 360 games. So I'm just having a little look along the shelves, seeing if there's actually anything that I need for that. Albeit, I imagine most of them are probably a little bit out of the range of the £10 challenge at the moment. And there, just as I say, is a copy of the Saboteur, and that is £12. So a possible one for the future for me, but probably, well, definitely not for the £10 challenge. A couple of Lego games there, both the Left 4 Dead's, amazing zombie survival games there. So yeah, moving on now to the PlayStation 2. I've got quite a decent collection of PlayStation 2 from back in the day, sort of thing, where I used to collect PlayStation 2. So I'm not totally sure there's going to be a lot here that I'm going to find. But having a little look, there's Shadow the Hedgehog just hiding there, Tony Hawk, a Turtles game, and Simpsons Hit and Run. Always find it on Platinum. And going down to the bottom shelf, you've got a little bit of PSP there. And colour reprinted covers, and then a little Vita game on its own, just sort of dejected at the side. So PlayStation 3 now, and yeah, I've got Battlefield, a copy of Skyrim. How many copies of Skyrim do I see in the wild? So many copies of Skyrim everywhere. And I love the PS3. I kind of came to the PS3 a little bit retrospectively, but I'm starting to build sort of a decent little collection on it, to be honest. So will I be able to pick a PS3 game up in this £10 challenge? That is the question. And looking there, Ratchet & Clank. I love the Ratchet & Clank games. Silent Hill Homecoming, another copy of the Saboteur, but actually £2 cheaper on the PS3. Twisted Metal. I remember Twisted Metal Black from the PlayStation 2.
Gizzard says only the cool kids like and subscribe.
And then coming along to the PlayStation 4, I've had to film this slightly differently. A lot of traffic near the door in this store, to be totally honest. So just scrolling down the shelves, is there anything there that I'm actually going to want for this £10 challenge? Some amazing games on the PS4. Spider-Man up there, that's one of my favourites. Absolutely love Spider-Man. So it's one of the very few games that I actually platinumed on the PS4. Moving on to the Wii U, first thing I noticed there is a reprinted cover. Oh dear. So I've never collected for the Wii U, to be honest, so don't know too much about any of the games there. And same with the original Xbox. I've got a few original Xbox games, but not a lot, to be honest. So GameCube, it's another console that I sort of got rid of most of my collection of a few years back. But yeah, Luigi's Mansion there. Player's choice copy, unfortunately. And then onto the Wii. I think there's potentially a game or two here that may fit the £10 challenge quite well. So I find a lot of the games on the Wii are quite cheap. So yeah, I think for bang for your buck, there's a good chance that Wii is a good way to go. So a lot of Lego games there. So always see a lot of Lego games on the Wii. So I like the Lego games, but to be totally honest, I think I'd rather play them on the PS3 or the 360. So my sensible adult is nodding at me right now for that. So yeah, there's Resident Evil 4, amazing game. I think that's probably my favourite Resident Evil. So there you go. So what have we actually managed to pick up for the £10 challenge? Yeah, so we're back here for the pickups. I just want to say that wasn't me being selective with the charity shop footage. That was actually the entirety of the charity shop footage. It's one of those with the charity shops, you never know what you're really going to get. Some days are great, some days aren't so great, and today I think was just one of those days. As my sensible adult would say, not a sausage. So moving on swiftly to the CEX £10 challenge, I'm hoping it comes through to you guys. I absolutely love doing these. It's just a lot of fun. I find it quite challenging to actually find sort of cheaper, lower end games that I still want to add to the collection. And yeah, I just absolutely love doing it. It feels really sort of like just rewarding and awesome. So the first game that we picked up was Ridge Racer 7 on the PS3. I came to the PlayStation 3 somewhat retrospectively, roughly 5 years ago, and I've picked up some really awesome games for it. I absolutely love picking up games for the PlayStation 3. I wouldn't say I truly collect for it, but I sort of softly collect for it. There's a lot of games out there that I would really like, and I've only got quite a small collection. So picking up a PlayStation 3 game for me is really awesome. So Ridge Racer is basically an arcade racing game. I actually played half hour of it the other day. I found the controls, sort of the steering, very, very drifty, which I suppose is kind of Ridge Racer style in a way, but maybe more so because I was actually playing Gran Turismo a couple of days just before, so it may have felt a little bit driftier than maybe it is. So, but yes, not really played enough of it to give a true opinion, but definitely sort of enjoyed the little bit of it I played. So massively pleased to have got this for the PlayStation 3 in the £10 challenge, and as you can see, that was £4, so that leaves us £6. I just realised I forgot to open it. So I then went on to the Wii, and I think the Wii is a console that a lot of people sort of are maybe sleeping a little bit on, because there's some amazing games really cheap on the Wii. So the next game that I picked up is a Wii game, and it is My Horse and Me 2. Yes, My Horse and Me 2. Now I'm sure there's a load of you out there thinking, what the hell has he bought that for? But to be totally honest, me and my sensible adult went to CEX a couple of months ago, and I saw this on the Xbox 360 in nice condition. So I picked it off the shelf and showed it to my sensible adult, like sort of the back of the case, and said, "Hey, what do you think of this? You know, would you play it?" And sensible adult seemed sort of quite positive towards it, saying she'd definitely give it a go, etc. And then turned it over and almost fell over when she saw it was £60. And I was like, yeah, I was sort of semi-tempted to buy it just to sort of stick it on the shelf behind, sort of as a bit of a joke. And I sort of said that to my sensible adult, and she turned to me and said, "If you buy that for 60 quid, the joke's on you." And I was like, yeah, I tend to agree. Now, that game at the moment on CEX, I believe, is £100 on the Xbox 360, which is absolutely crazy. So let me know in the comments, is that crazy? Because to be totally honest, I've seen that game at least a dozen times. I wouldn't say it was particularly rare. I guess it's a bit uncommon, but I mean, is that really £100 game? Because that just seems absolutely crazy to me. So anyway, My Horse and Me 2 on the Wii, because my sensible adult will play it, and to be totally honest, I'll probably give it a little go. I literally play any sort of game. I like it sort of new experiences, and I've certainly never played anything like My Horse and Me 2. I don't know, I can't really scoff at it. It might be absolutely amazing. How do I know unless I try it? So yes, there you are, My Horse and Me 2, which was £1. So I'll remember this time to show you that it is nice and complete. And that leaves us £5. So I looked around, I went to the Xbox 360 section. I was sort of hoping that maybe I could slip a sneaky 360 game in there, but it wasn't to be. There were a couple of games there that I was sort of semi-tempted on. They're not part of Mission 360 or anything, but they didn't have manuals, so I left them behind. And I then went to the PlayStation 4 section, and I picked up a game, PSVR game, a game that I've actually wanted for a very long time. For some weird reason, I've just never got around to buying, and that game is Super Hot. Yes, it pains me to say it, being such an avid fan of PSVR, I've never actually played Super Hot. And when me and my sensible adult got the PSVR in the first place, we made like a list of games that we really wanted to play, and this game was like really high on the list, and for whatever reason we've just never got around to picking it up. So it looks absolutely amazing. Basically you've got enemies coming at you, sort of shooting you, trying to hit you or whatever, and whenever you freeze, everything just sort of stops, so you can literally dodge bullets and sort of hit enemies, grab their guns, and you're completely in control of time as you're doing everything. It's just all about your time and your movement, and it just looks absolutely amazing. So I am so thrilled to actually have this in the collection. And this technically doesn't have a manual, but it does, however, have like one of those little slips that just sort of tells you the sort of very basic controls on it. So yeah, so amazingly happy to have that. That was £5, so that actually rounds off the £10 completely, which was brilliant, to be honest. So what I just need to do now is just assess, did we pass the CEX £10 challenge? So at least 3 games. Yes, we have 3 games. I don't already own any of these games. They're all complete with manual, and there are no sports titles. I suppose you could argue a Push My Horse and Me Too is, but not really. What I sort of mean by no sports titles is sort of no Maddens, no FIFAs, that sort of thing. So, and will I play all the games? Yes, to be totally honest, I will. I'll probably even play My Horse and Me Too. I know my sensible adult is actually looking at giving it a little whirl at some point, and to be honest, I'll probably end up playing it for a half hour then with her. So, so yes, challenge complete. All green ticks. So yes, thank you so much for being here. I've been Soup. As always, you've been amazing. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.